Hi, hello. Thank you for coming to my presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Greeting for Indonesia. My name is Nur Anita Adiastuti. I am an author for this paper. I want presented my article in this 7th International Conference on Mathematics, Science and Education, accelerating innovative research from laboratory to industry in October 2020. This is my title paper, Neuroscience, the process of mathematical creative thinking of vocational high school students, view from gender and personality types dimension of Myers-Briggs type indicator of MBTI. There are three parts, and the first part is what is neuroscience in psychological theory in math education, and the second part is gender, male or females, and the next, mathematical creative thinking process. This is my scheme of research. The first, I must do preparation. The first step is MBTI test to reduce data, and the second, mathematics creative thinking skills in 4 indicator, and the third, interview about the process creative thinking, and fourth, rubric observation about the process creative thinking skill. And the next, I want to see the result of MBTI test for reduced data chosen for subject, causes the different category of MBTI test and gender. Observation, creative thinking test, interview in male subject, and the next, I want to observation, creative thinking test, and interview for female subject. This is my research ideas. There are 4 indicators in mathematics creative thinking skill. The first is flexibility, originality, novelty, and adoption. And there are 4 indicators in process of mathematical creative thinking. Level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Introduction. I want to introduce you about the difference in characteristic of a vocational school curriculum with the characteristic of a high school curriculum, which emphasize more on psychomotor skills than the cognitive aspect of students. And how integrate about mathematics and psychology. Gender is a neuroscience-related issue that we as researchers must consider the structure of the brain and brain work system and how to enter the memory process because males and females have different brain structure. The process of creative thinking in this study is viewed from gender difference, male or females, where gender is currently the research trend variable. Mathematics and psychology. Personality type in Myers-Briggs indicator, MBTI test, plus gender, male and female, it was result the process of creative thinking. Creative thinking in males and females in Kramer et al. In 2005, the difference of male and female thinking about fluency, flexibility, originality, and elaboration, Silver. And the second ideas from Tefti and Bebeli 2007 based on Steinberg theory of the 7 types of creative thinking style have been investigated. The next is how to assessing creative thinking process from Wallace theory. The creative thinking process is a process that combines logical thinking and divergent thinking. Divergent thinking is used to look for ideas or ideas to solve problems, while logical thinking is used to verify these ideas into a creative solution. Observe the level of creative thinking process. For level in Wallace theory, And the second, interview and observation the subject. And I use tools with 4 silver indicator in creative thinking test. Creative thinking process involves theory. The first is preparation, incubation, illumination, and verification. Indicator of creative thinking process. There are 4 stages. In first level, we use preparation stage. As you begin the creative journey, the first stage involves preparation work and idea generation. This is when you gather materials and conduct research that could spark an interesting idea. Brainstorm and let your mind wander. Or write in a journal to foster divergent thinking. This will help you consider all possible approaches to building out your idea. In this part of the process, your brain is using its memory bank to draw on knowledge and past experience to generate original ideas. This is the second level, incubation. Incubation is when you have finished actively thinking about your idea. The second stage is where you let it go. Part of creative thinking is taking a step away from your idea before you sit down and flesh it out. You might work on another project or take a break from the creative process altogether. Regardless, you are not consciously trying to work on your idea. Walking away from your idea might seem counterproductive, but is an important stage on the process. During this time, your story or song or problem is incubating in the back of your mind. In the third level, in illumination stage is sometimes called the insight stage. Illumination is when the aha moment happens. The light bulb click on as spontaneous, new connections are formed, and all of that material you've gathered come together to present the solution to your problem. In this third stage, the answer to your creative quest strikes you. For example, you overcome writer's block by figuring out the ending to your story. It can take you by surprise, but after the incubation stage, an idea has emerged. Evaluation stage. The fourth stage is, during this stage, you consider the validity of your idea and weigh it against alternatives. This is also a time of reflection when you look back at your initial concept or problem to see if your solution aligns with your initial vision. Business professionals might do market research to test the viability of the idea. During this phase, you might go back to drawing board or you might forge on, confident in what you've come up with. And this is the result of MBTI test. There are 34 subjects, 9 type in Gordian, 7 in artisan type, 12 in rational type, and 6 in idealist type. From this test, we choose 4 subjects. There are Alvan Dwidiawan in code AL. This is type Gordian. The second is Ananda Mariovani Pratama, subject MA with rational. And the third, Andini with EN code with type Gordian. And the last is Sukma Asrianti with SU code. She is a rational type. I choose this subject with the higher value test. This is a content and construct validation from 3 validator, Muhammad Riyadi, Azin Taufik, and Miliani. From 7 tests, there are 4 valid instruments. So we will see the result of observation and interview. Subject 1 with EN code. There are students cannot build and develop ideas for solving problem by finding other ways of solving problem. And this EN, student cannot test the problem by applying other means found in the illumination stage. This is a red subject K. And the next result of observation and interview with EL subject. Student cannot build and develop ideas for solving problem by finding other way of solving problem. And student can test problem by applying other means found in the illumination stage. And the last, student can evaluate solution by checking the solution by matching solution between one way or another. There are step A until step K. They list in F and K. Okay, this is EL, incubation stage. The student cannot put forward information by pausing for a break, refreshing, leaving themselves from the problem. This is SU, subject. She can pass every stage in the creative thinking process perfectly for all 3 questions, although sometimes the sequence of the process is not the same for the 3 questions. This is perfectly. And the result of observation with EM code, it can be concluded that male student with rational personality type can get through the preparation phase quite well, because it only takes one time to read. The student can understand the purpose of the question given, but there are several stages of preparation that are missed, namely where students only mention information elements that are known and asked, but students don't write down elements that are known and asked. At the incubation stage, students tend to be directly in the process of doing it and do not have time to stop because students feel they have understood it. In the illumination stage, students can find ideas correctly and correctly. At the verification stage, students can apply the other methods, but the results are less precise because students feel rushed in doing so do not have time to check the result of the answer. In the last conclusion, difference in creative thinking process between males and females. Based on 4 subjects on this research, it can be concluded that female students with a rational personality type can go through the stage of preparation, incubation, illumination, and verification well. But in the preparation stage, students can understand the question by reading over and over again. But at the incubation stage, students have paused to rest, to compress the brain, and stretch the hands that are weak from writing. In the illumination stage, students can already build solutions to problems using their ideas appropriately. At the verification stage, students can apply other methods correctly. And when give problem that is a bit difficult, student can work on it by the following way in the books with those on the internet by themselves until they find the answer. The result According to Wallace theory, when viewed from gender, girl students have a tendency to coherence or according the flow or stage of thinking according to Wallace theory. They have only a few deficiencies in stage 3 and 4. While male students have many jumps in the stage of thinking, or there are some indicators that are found in each stage. However, when viewed in terms of personality, relational types have characteristics that are more true and detailed in understanding a problem, and guardian types tend to be less careful in making decisions and conclusions. Thank you. I'm sorry if I want to have a pause. Please correct me. Okay, goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.